Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Herbert A. Philbrick.
What is communism? I've been on the inside of communism. From this knowledge, I tell you as simply and seriously as I know how. Communism is a lying, dirty, shrewd, godless, murderous, determined, as J. Edgar Hoover says, a criminal conspiracy. I'm choosing these words deliberately. Lying.
Senator McCain today said that there's been voter fraud going on in the battleground states. Acorn is tampering with America's most precious right. There has to be a full and complete investigation. And he also said that you need to disclose your full relationship with Acorn. I'm wondering if you have any reaction to the reports of voter fraud and also to Senator McCain's charge.
Well, first of all, my relationship to Acorn is pretty straightforward. It's probably 13 years ago, when I was still practicing law, I represented Acorn, and my partner in that representation was the U.S. Justice Department in having Illinois implement what was called the motor voter law to make sure that people could go to DMVs and driver's license facilities to get registers. It wasn't being implemented. That was my relationship and is my relationship to Acorn.
Lying.
You know you've got a friend in me, and I definitely welcome Acorn's input. You don't have to ask me about that. I'm going to call you, even if you didn't ask me.
Lying.
When I ran Project Vote, voter registration drive in Illinois, Acorn was smack dab in the middle of it. Once I was elected, there wasn't a campaign that Acorn worked on down in Springfield that I wasn't right there with you. Since I've been in the United States Senate, I've been always a partner with Acorn as well. I've been fighting with Acorn, alongside Acorn, on the issues you care about my entire career.
Dirty.
Well, if his very first political campaign is any indication, the Illinois senator isn't opposed to getting a little dirty.
Dirty.
Barack Obama relied on old, bare-knuckle political tactics to eliminate a popular incumbent and launch his political career in the Illinois State Senate. Chicago Tribune columnist John Cass says it may not sound like the Obama way, but it is the Chicago way.
Shrewd.
Barack Obama went a different way.
There's some things about her speeches that trouble me.
Latina judges are likely to render wiser decisions than white male judges. That's a racist statement.
Here you have a racist.
What a shrewd move by Obama. He's nominated a racist.
Godless.
Whatever we once were, we are no longer a Christian nation.
Godless.
You go into some of these small towns in Pennsylvania, like a lot of small towns in the Midwest. So it's not surprising then that they get better and they cling to guns or religion or antipathy towards people who aren't like them.
Godless.
Which passages of Scripture should guide our public policy? Should we go with Leviticus, which suggests slavery is okay? Or we could go with Deuteronomy, which suggests stoning your child if he strays from the faith? Or should we just stick to the Sermon on the Mount, a passage that is so radical that it's doubtful that our own Defense Department would survive its application? Folks haven't been reading the Bible.
Murderous.
If you see the conversations that have happened, the papers that have gone back and forth between Cass Sunstein, Elena Kagan, talking about can people just be picked up off the street? Can they be held without trial on suspicion of being involved in any kind of terrorist organization? Now we've kicked it up a notch. Now we can shoot you, an American citizen. Judge, is that not murder?
Of course it's murder. You and I have talked about this, and I'm scandalized by it. This came out 4 months ago, and it was buried in the newspapers. When the Washington Post, we just heard from Dana Priest, when the Washington Post exposed it this week, suddenly people are talking about it. Why aren't they rioting in the streets? Why aren't there 1 million people outside the White House saying you took an oath to uphold the law? You can't kill people.
I don't know, Judge.
Murderous.
The written word isn't even enough. From the highest office in the land, The president said he would not federally fund abortions in the health care bill. Here he is.
There are some folks out there who are, frankly, bearing false witness, but I want everyone to know what health insurance reform is all about. You've heard that this is all going to mean government funding of abortion. Not true.
He could look you in the eye and promise. No, Stupak said, I'm going to go a step further. The president said he would issue an executive order, so now I have it in writing. Now I have his word, I have his handshake, I have everybody seeing him, and I have it in writing. We will not federally fund abortion. Well, here's today's news. The Health and Human Services Department is giving Pennsylvania $160 million to set up a new high-risk insurance pool that will cover any abortion that is legal in the state, end quote. And if that's not enough, let's go to New Mexico. In New Mexico, the new $37 million high-risk pool began enrolling individuals on July 1st. They will start receiving benefits in August, including an elective abortion service. According to the state insurance department's website, once a deductible is paid, 80% of the elective abortion is covered.
Determined.
If the bill is so good for all of us, why all the intimidation, arm-twisting, seedy deals, and parliamentary trickery necessary to pass a bill when you have an overwhelming majority in both houses in the presidency? Sandy Moody in Chesterfield, Missouri. If the health care bill is so wonderful, why do you have to bribe Congress to pass it?
Determined.
We go through the gate's closed, we'll go over the fence is too high, we'll pole vault in. If that doesn't work, we'll parachute in, but we're going to get health care reform passed.
It's an international criminal conspiracy.
Let me just say, any group that says I'm young, I'm democratic, and I'm a socialist is all right.
The community organizing group Acorn has fired 2 of its employees after they were caught on tape offering advice to a man and a woman posing as a pimp and prostitute on how to skirt tax laws and import young girls from El Salvador for the purpose of child prostitution.
The type of business or service you provide, let me make sure there's a code for it, okay?
A code for prostitution?
Well, yeah, because we have to I have to have a name and a code number.
Well, I don't know if there's going to be a code.
But I'm going to look in there. I'm going to get my list.
Okay.
She's going to tell us that she's good.
And then we could get the right tax code.
Yes.
So that's wonderful.
Your business is a performing artist.
A performing artist?
But you are. Okay? So you're not lying.
It's kind of boosting my ego.
But you're a performing artist.
Yeah. All right.
Okay? So stop saying busted.
Got it.
It's an international criminal conspiracy.
I probably wouldn't be standing here if it hadn't been for the SEIU endorsement.
Workers of the world unite. It's not just a slogan anymore. It's a way we're going to have to do our work.
Before debating health care, I talked to Andy Stern and SEIU members.
Although Stern's union is lobbying for health care reform, Stern technically isn't, because he's not a registered lobbyist. He deregistered in 2007. The Americans for Tax Reform and the Alliance for Worker Freedom say that's a violation of the Lobbying Disclosure Act.
It's an international criminal conspiracy.
Before immigration debates took place in Washington, I talked with Alcia Medina.
As you've heard, the SEIU is the largest union of immigrant workers in the country. A number of them are undocumented. But let me hasten to add, these are not just Latinos. In our membership are Eastern Europeans, Irish, Polish, Indians, Chinese. The whole world is represented among the undocumented and also in our membership.
Lying, dirty, shrewd, godless, murderous, determined, and it is not an American political party like any other. It's an outlawed organization, taking its orders and instructions from another government to do everything possible to destroy our government. It's an international criminal conspiracy.